Hello, you guys, and welcome back to Erica's Perspectives. Okay, that was like a week entrance, like a week, I don't know. That was weak. So just welcome back to my YouTube channel, you guys, okay? So let me go ahead and catch you guys up on everything that just happened within like the past 2 years, perhaps. At the beginning of last year, I was just going through so much with my anxiety, with my IBS symptoms. It was just messy. In the middle of last year, like between April and May, I decided that I wanted to move out of state. Where to? The state of Georgia. So when I gave my parents the news, they were just kind of like sad, disappointed, because out of all the states, I chose to move like all the way across the country to the East Coast. And sorry, I don't want to say like in the middle of June, perhaps. That's when things started to get a little bit more serious. And I actually spoke to my manager. I was like, hey, like I want to be able to relocate to this state right here. And so we made it work. I was able to transfer within the same position, within the same pay. And she just basically said, just go ahead and choose the date. And I was like, all right, you know what? After giving it some thought, I was like, I'll leave on September 3rd. And my start date out there would be September 13th. I think I said September 13th or September 11th. I'm not sure. All right, fast forward to towards like the week prior, 2 weeks prior. I almost thought that I wasn't going to be able to move out of state. I was like, you know what? Like, I don't think I can do this. I'm like freaking scared. Like, I'm going to be in a new environment. I'm going to be in a new state. I'm going to have to make new friends. I'm going to be far away from my family, from the people that I love. Like, I don't think I can do this. But something within me was like, you know what? You can do this. And as the day got closer, you know what? I did it. My friend came along with me. It took us 3 nights, 4 days to get there. And it was the most liberating feeling, the feeling that I was almost craving, like my soul was craving that like freedom. Because for so long, I've just been here at home. I've only known my home. Like, yeah, I've been to LA, I've been to OC, I've been to Northern California, I've been to Southern California and whatnot. But I've seen the same things. And I've been in the same city my whole life. And I've lived here my whole life. I just wanted something different. And of course, as you guys know, some of you may know, like in East Coast, the living is not as high as it is in the West Coast. So there's more flexibility in some ways, right? So I did that. But before me moving out of state, I remember telling my friend, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be there for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months, or for 6 months. If I make it to 6 months, awesome. If I only make it in a month, okay, awesome. 2 months, okay, cool. I tried it. At least I know I'm not going to be living with regrets and thinking about what if I would have done it? What would have been the outcome? I would have never known the outcome. Nobody really knows what the outcome is going to be. You can have your whole life planned out and life will just take you in a different direction. And you just don't know where you'll end up. So that happened. And for like, I was only at that company that I had transferred, like that I had previously worked at for like a month. And then I was without a job for like a week. And then like the second week of October, I had just started my new job, new position, higher pay, closer to my friend's house. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be amazing. I'm going to be able to make it. Like I was just getting like financially, like even in a better place. My credit score was going up. Like everything was good. But then also, at the beginning of October, my dad got really sick. We all thought it was just COVID, the flu, whatnot. Like he was gonna get through it. We thought it was just a really bad flu. But no, my phone started blowing up. My mom took him to the hospital, and since then he never came back home. I was only on my new job for like a week, and I want to say a week and 2 or 3 days. And then I had to fly back to California. When I flew back, my friends picked me up and took me straight to the hospital. I remember walking into my dad's room and seeing my dad in that bed broke my heart so much. And when he saw me and when he opened his eyes, he was so happy to see me. Like he was crying of joy. He was excited to see me. He was happy to see me. My mom had told me that my dad wanted to actually take a surprise like trip, like fly out there for like my birthday weekend, but unfortunately that wasn't able to happen. It was mainly the other way around. I got here October 18th, and I remember like the last week of October, I was telling my friend, I was like, look, I think I'm ready to go back to Georgia. Like, whatever happens, it's God's will. Like, at least I know I'm in peace that I was able to see my dad. Something like within me wasn't able to just make up my mind like that though. Like I continued to stay. And I remember waking up on November 1st, and I just woke up feeling so different. Like the sky looked different. I don't know. Sometimes like I just felt like a new chapter in my life was to begin. I'm like, you know what? I feel like I should just stay in California. I feel as if that it'll be a good choice for me to stay. In the middle of that day, on November 1st, I had received a call from my sister, and she was like, Erica, like, look, the doctor just called me. They cannot proceed with like doing surgery on dad because his blood is really thin right now. We have 2 options. We can make him comfortable as possible or keep torturing him with tubes inside. My dad was already in a lot of pain. Basically, since my mom came back from her trip, it was like October 6th, I'm gonna say October 5th or October 6th, my dad was in 3 hospitals. And so we had a family discussion on November 1st that evening. And like, you know what? We don't want to keep torturing dad. And it was like not the easiest choice to make. And it's never an easiest choice to make. But so that night we drove to the hospital. And I remember I was kneeling down praying. My dad already, he just looked like he was in so much pain. And I don't ever want anybody to experience this, not even the person you love, not even if it's your mom, your dad, or any family member, or just anybody that means a lot to you. I don't think you should ever experience this, but the fact that life will just throw things at you and you'll eventually have to experience something like this, it's hard. It's not an easy thing. So that happened, and we got there. I kneeled down, I was praying, and basically where you can see like the heart rate and all those numbers, I don't know what that screen is called. I remember like as I was done praying, I look up and I saw like 111, 111. Now, I do believe in angelical numbers every once in a while, not all the time, but every once in a while I do. And I remember walking out of the room, and I told my brother-in-law, I'm like, look, like, the angels are here. The angels are with us, and the angels are here with my dad. He was like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, they're here. So I was just in and out. And you guys, just to let you know, I don't want to make this story really long. Just really want to get straight to the point. And so that happened, and my mom started praying the rosary. I remember my mom was sitting behind me. I was sitting next to my dad's bed, and I was holding onto his hand, and his face was facing me. And my mom was praying the rosary. My cousin comes in, and as I'm like just holding onto my dad's hands, I see the numbers, like the heart rate just dropping, and like it'll rise and it'll just drop in a heartbeat. And I would see the numbers getting lower. I would look back at my cousin. I'm like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Like, are you seeing what I'm seeing with my own eyes right now? Like, this cannot be happening right now. When my mom finished praying the rosary, my dad took his last breath, and I was holding onto his hand while that happened, and it was just facing towards me. After that, my life changed forever. That, I think last year, just my whole life just changed completely. Looking back, because I was being asked this by a few, well, not by a few of my family members, but just like, do I regret moving out of state and basically missing out? I'm like, maybe I could have done something earlier. Maybe if I was still here while my mom was taking her trip, would I have caught on to it earlier? And honestly, I will never know. I will never know. What I do know is, at the same time, I'm sure my dad would have been proud of me to even have the courage to do something that I had, like, that I knew I felt like I had to do. Just because looking back at that moment of me traveling, like, it's easier said than done. But when you travel out of state, when you move out of state and decide to leave your hometown, it's not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of courage, because you're basically starting your life all over again. And that's all I wanted. I wasn't doing this in the intention of like, I just want to leave my family behind. If anything, I was doing this in the intention, like, I want to be able to focus on myself, so like that I can be able to help and provide for my family. Last year changed my life. This year, I've been working on my healing. I started therapy at the beginning of the year. I have an amazing boyfriend. I love him. And I'm currently working a 9-to-5 job. I did not want to work a 9-to-5 job, and trust me, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job forever. I love what I do, but I want to have that financial freedom, the financial stability, the financial, like, just time freedom to do other things I love to do. And that's where I'm at right now in life. So me making this video, trust me guys, I've filmed so many videos within the past few months that I have not even bothered posting on my YouTube channel, because I'm always so scared of, like, what is the person going to say on the other side of the screen? Like, she hasn't posted in a while. She hasn't stayed consistent. And yeah, because I would tell myself, like, yeah, I need to stay consistent, but I would never do it. But 2 weeks ago, I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers, and I was like, you know what? Like, kind of inspired me to get back on it. So I'm back. Here I am. I'm still working on myself, because it's a never-ending journey. Never-ending journey of, like, you know, just continuously to create the best version of myself that I can be for me. and I want to build something for myself. So here I am, and I want to be an inspiration to others in any way, whether it's something little, something big, I don't know. But that is basically what happened last year. My life has been a whole ride. But I'm good. It's about to be a whole year since everything happened, actually. But I'm good. And I thank God that I am where I am today. I really do. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next week, so the plan is to actually post one video on my channel every week, and I want to stay consistent with that. And every week I want to talk about a different topic. I may not be an expert on that topic, but I feel like if I was to talk about it, I'm also going to be learning myself on how to like set those standards for me too, I guess you could say. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was basically a little catch up of what really happened in my life last year. And I'm just happy to be where I am today. And I hope all of you have a blessed day. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I shall see you guys next week.